Hello everyone, this is Malvar TC1 coming at you with the Digimon ReArise Evolution Guide for Digivolution on your characters. How do you Digivolve them, you're asking? Well, this is what this guide is for. Before you can Digivolve, you want to make sure that you have your characters up to, or yourself up to a certain chapter. Now, that chapter I believe is chapter 4. After you beat chapter 4, you'll be able to Digivolve, which I went into it, but I forgot I was already in another chapter, so I couldn't pick. Well, I mean, I could, but I just have to leave the chapter. Now, when you go over to the area where you want to make sure that they are able to be Digivolved, you go over to the training center. First thing and foremost, you want to make sure that they are at the max level. As you can see, my character here is only at level 40 out of 60, but my Garurumon, for example, he's also 10 out of 20, both not eligible for evolving. However, if I was to go over, let me find. He can actually Digivolve. He's got 20 out of 20 for level. He's also got 20 out of 20 for hearts. You want to make sure both those things are available to Digivolve up. So you need both those things fulfilled. If your character does not fulfill both those things, for example, you can't Digivolve them. So let's go over to the next portion. Now, the next portion, not only do you have to have the level up, to make sure that they are at the highest level possible, you have to make sure that you train them up here. How you train them up through the guides is, of course, in the tutorial. You just do this, and it will get a little stamp to show that it's been fully trained up. You have to do that for every single slot. So, for example, my Erismon here, he already got trained up, so he can go up to level 20. He can't train up more at this point to Digivolve, but he was trained up all the level 1s, so you have to make sure that all those are taken care of. Once you finally get that done, you go over here to the Digivolution page, and you have to make sure you have the right materials to Digivolve them, as well as the right amount of bits. So for example, I have all the materials here available, but I need 60,000 bits. So his character level has to be all the way up to 60, his heart level has to be all the way up to 60, he has to be fully trained, and he has to have the right materials. Now, I don't have anybody available to Digivolve at this point because this game is a little bit harder to make sure you Digivolve at. And so it's a little bit more just of a waiting game and building up your stats and your characters. Obviously, it's easier to Digivolve characters that don't need that much, but to Digivolve them from Ultimate to Mega, for example, you need a lot more. So that's the whole Digivolution guide right there. You have to be at a certain chapter, for example. One thing that's kind of bugging me is I do have to change my time every so often, because if I don't and I forget and I use the going from one level to the next, I'll get the negative energy points, which is so lame, because then you gotta wait the whole time for it to go out of style, to go all the way back up to the full amount, which is kind of lame. So if you come across that problem, the main thing you have to do is change it to Japan time, which is GMT +9. So just keep that in mind. Those are a few tips, few guides for you guys. So best of luck in getting the characters you want, which I re-rolled about 7 times in order to get the characters I want, getting Garurumon, getting Seadramon, so I can get Mega Seadramon. So I got a few rainbows, I got about 3 of them, as well as 1 gold, and that was enough for me to not have to re-roll anymore. I didn't have to use any more of the red gems. I've been saving those up for a future event or future pull. So in order to re-roll, all you have to do is uninstall the game completely and then install it back in, and then you can re-roll from there. Best of luck to everyone. That's just a few guides. Like I said, first guide was Digivolution. Second guide was just, changing your time to GMT +9 in order to not run into the negative energy portion, which is up here in the top right. You can see that it's negative energy. And then third and foremost, re-rolling is just uninstalling the game and reinstalling it. Best of luck to everyone in beating this game and getting the characters that you want. This has been Malvar TC1. Thanks. Please like and subscribe.